Have you ever wished for a superpower? What if that superpower could make you the richest person on Earth? Today, we're diving into a classic Greek myth that explores just that, but with a twist you won't see coming. This is the cautionary tale of King Midas and his golden touch. Long ago, in a magnificent palace filled with treasures beyond imagination, lived King Midas. He was wealthy, powerful, and had everything a king could ever want. But for Midas, enough was never enough. His heart was consumed by a single desire: more gold. He spent his days counting his coins, dreaming of even greater riches. One fateful day, Midas performed an act of kindness for a lost satyr, a loyal follower of Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry. To show his gratitude, Dionysus appeared before the king and offered him a single wish, anything his heart desired. Without a second's hesitation, Midas's eyes gleamed with greed. "I wish," he declared, "that everything I touch turns to gold." Dionysus, being a wise god, tried to caution him. "Think carefully, Midas," he warned. "Gold cannot quench your thirst or fill your belly. Are you certain this is your wish?" But Midas was blinded by his avarice. He insisted, practically shouting, "Yes, yes, I want the golden touch." With a sigh, Dionysus granted his wish. The moment the god vanished, Midas felt a strange tingle in his fingertips. He tentatively reached out and touched a small twig on an oak tree. Instantly, it transformed into a shimmering golden branch. He touched a stone, and it became a solid gold nugget. He ran through his palace, laughing maniacally, touching chairs, tables, and pillars, watching them all turn to glittering gold. His kingdom would be the wealthiest in the world. He was ecstatic. But his joy was short-lived. As the day wore on, a deep hunger began to gnaw at his stomach. He sat down for a grand feast, his mouth watering at the sight of ripe apples and freshly baked bread. He reached for a juicy red apple, but the moment his fingers brushed against it, it turned into a hard, inedible piece of gold. He tried to take a sip of wine, but it became molten gold in his cup, scalding his lips. Panic began to creep into his heart. The very thing he craved most was now his greatest curse, preventing him from satisfying the most basic human needs. Just then, his most precious treasure of all, his beloved daughter, ran into the room. Seeing her father's distress, she rushed to his side. "Father, what's wrong?" she asked, her voice filled with concern as she threw her arms around him for a comforting hug. Midas screamed in terror, trying to push her away, but it was too late. The instant his skin met hers, his beautiful, lively daughter transformed into a cold, lifeless golden statue, her loving smile frozen for eternity. The king's world shattered. He fell to his knees, cradling the golden figure, his heart breaking into a million pieces. The gold he had worshipped now felt like a lead weight on his soul. He had traded everything that truly mattered: love, warmth, and life itself for cold, useless metal. Through his tears, he cried out to the heavens, "O Dionysus, forgive me, take this curse away. I have learned my lesson. True wealth is not in gold, but in the love I've just lost. His desperate plea reached the ears of Dionysus. Moved by the king's genuine remorse, the god appeared once more. He told Midas to go to the river Pactolus and wash his hands in its waters. Midas scrambled to the river and plunged himself in. As he bathed, the golden touch flowed out of him and into the river, turning its sands golden for all time. He rushed back to the palace, his heart pounding with hope. He gently touched the golden statue of his daughter, and to his immense relief, she stirred back to life, the warmth returning to her skin. Midas hugged her tightly, weeping with joy and relief. From that day on, King Midas was a changed man. He learned that the most valuable things in life can't be held in your hands or locked in a vault. True wealth lies in love, family, and the simple joys of life. The story of King Midas serves as a timeless reminder that greed can lead to our downfall, and that the best treasures are the ones we can share. What do you think is the most valuable thing in life? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more tales from history and mythology. See you next time.